Hey guys, I just got this new machine in the mail. This is the Geeetech A10T, which is a 3-color mixing machine. I got this right from the Geeetech website the day that it was released. It was like $399, so I'm just going to go ahead and open it up, see what we have inside, maybe test it out, and I'll give you my opinion. Alright, here we go. I apologize for any noise that you might hear in the background. I got a lot of prints going on. So, alright, so first start off, we have the instructions. Quick start guide, a leveling paper, tells you how to level it. Dear customer, thanks for choosing blah blah blah. Don't forget to change your power supply switch. These look like your filament holders. Do the base and then one for each side here like that. And let's reveal what's going on in here. This is obviously the bottom of it, so let's just go ahead and check this out real fast. Wow, it's got a nice build. This, I believe, does not have the super plate, which is kind of a bummer. And this must be the Mylar plate. Looks like it's got a little piece there to pick it up off and just flip it out. This is quite a bummer. I really like the super plate. Notice a few things differently automatically from the A10M. First things first, what I noticed differently from the A10M is the ribbon cable. This is actually a solid plastic cable now. It looks like it's got ribbon wire in there, so they did away with that flimsy little cable. These are the pieces from the A10M, so just so you can see, these are a major pain in the ass, and I know a lot of people have problems with them. I have problems with them, so I always keep some on hand. But so this is the difference. This is an actual cable now, ribbon cable versus this thing. And then, assuming, since it's got a normal cable, you can easily change the LCD panel, because also if you have an A10M, you probably had a problem with the LCD panel. I know some of you have. I have a few LCD panels that busted, and you have to get them exactly from Geeetech, and they're kind of hard to find. This you could probably replace whatever, because that's a normal cable. This is the same build as A10M, except for you have the fan over here now, which is, it's good. It's got a huge fan actually, and it's also on the right, which is away from the hot end side where it homes, so the filament's not going to go into the fan. That's pretty awesome. I also like how the ribbon cable comes out right here. On the A10M, it comes out way over here. So they definitely made some improvements, and I like it. It's real beefy. It's real solid feeling. The stepper motors, they look to be different. The wire to the bed, it looks to be the same. The knobs on the bottom are the same knobs as the A10, A10M. The bed slides nice and smooth. Everything's solid here. Looks like they definitely put in some quality control checks on this one, because, you know, like I said, the A10Ms have some issues. Don't get me wrong, I have 4 of them, and I use them constantly, but they are kind of a headache. Belt's nice and secure. Definitely quality control went into this one, so thumbs up Geeetech for checking everything out. You got your wires, because you know they have the modularized system for wiring. Power supply there, power wire. Alright, we got your control panel, your LCD panel. Pretty much the same as the A10M and the A10. Nothing special except for it's got a T there. And this is the bonus. You got your normal ribbon cable clip connector. I don't know what it's called, but it's there. A lot of people also have problems with the card reader. This one looks like it's tacked down pretty good. I don't see any issues there. Basic wheel. It's all good. Let's move on. Let's see what the goodness is in here. Oh boy. Let's get this thing out of here. Wow. Oh my goodness. You know, we're going to get to that stuff later, but let's check this thing out first, because this is what we're really interested in, is this hot end. Oh my goodness. And that is a monster hot end. You got to be kidding me. I mean, that is a beast. That's a scary hot end right there, I'm not gonna lie. Let's see if we can get a shot inside here. Oh, I mean, look at the size of that heat sink in there. Okay, and then it's got a big hefty fan versus how the A10M has the 2 fans on each side of the heat sink. This has one huge fan, but I mean, look at this knob. This is ridiculous. There's 3 heaters. You know, you can obviously see all the wires. This thing is probably crazy to replace. Hopefully I don't have to do that for a while, and hopefully there's a big improvement from the A10M. So their cooling duct seems to be the only thing that is 3D printed, and that is also upgraded. Seems to be the basic fan. That's crazy. Alright, so let's move on. So this is really nice. You know, Geeetech like to have that modularized system in the back. They've upgraded it, and this is what we have now. You have the plug there, and then that's probably for a BL Touch. This is really nice. Alright, let's see, we got another one of the stepper motors. The wheels, I can't tell if they're upgraded or not. Everything else here is pretty basic. You know, you have your blue trim inside. Everything's nice and clean. Got a little play there. That could probably be tightened up a little bit. So far, it's really nice. So see the top of this. So you got your 3 Bowden tubes up top going into one hot end. I have no idea what this hot end really looks like, and I'm not going to take this apart right now. If you can see down there through the opening here, let's see if I can get that. It looks to be split. It's like there's a break. This is a crazy hot end. I mean, insane. Huge fan. I'm assuming it's going to work to dissipate all that heat, but I like it. I really don't know how much this thing weighs, but I'm sure it's pretty beefy. I mean, it looks beefy. I mean, that's ridiculous. Look at that thing. I mean, I'm excited to try this thing out. So by the looks of it, it looks like each heater block just goes straight down and doesn't turn anywhere inside there. So it seems to go straight down, and they all just converge in this big block pretty much above where each of these screws are. Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. Maybe they shoot down in here, and I guess they just flood it and makes it mix better. The build's firm. It's a nice solid build. I mean, I like it so far. They definitely made some improvement. Let's see. High temperature area. Do not touch the print head. Yeah, you know, we're all guilty of touching the hot end here and there, but this one's gonna leave a mark. Not that the other ones don't. This one's gonna leave a big mark. Mouse pad. You got your bag of goodies. Zip ties. Some more trim. So there's some samples of filament. A scraper. Extra Bowden tubes. You know what I don't see though? I don't see any extra nozzles yet. According to their website, this is a Meanwell power supply. Oh yeah, it is much thinner. Look at that thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip my switch right now because, you know, I don't want to forget to do that. So there we go. It's set correctly. Make sure to switch that, otherwise things aren't gonna run right. You're gonna have issues. Trust me. More solid and reinforced than the others. This doesn't flex and buckle like the others on the A10Ms. This is definitely an upgraded power supply. Looks like your fuse is right in here. Alright. And your extruders. These look to be the same as the A10Ms, but the motors look a bit different. I don't know if they are or not, but look like it. This is pretty much the same extruder housing. It looks like they made a few changes. Let me see this other one here. They must have upgraded this because some of the other ones on the A10Ms, they come with hot glue on them to hold them down, so they must have done something to fix that. Your pieces of Bowden tubes in here. Now I know a lot of people like to remove these, but I recommend leaving them in. I actually usually switch them out for longer ones because after a while, see if you have your filament like over here and it's feeding in a sample of filament here, and you're not going in directly like this, but you're going in from off to the side. Like I mount all my stuff on the wall, so I usually come off to the side, and if you don't have that Bowden tube, it'll start eating away this plastic here, and then you're gonna have extrusion problems. So I recommend leaving these in or switching them out for longer ones. But 1, 2, and 3. This one seems to be buckled out a little bit. I don't know if you could see that right there, but that seems to be buckled out a little tiny bit. Those are the extruders. But there's another thing I forgot to mention. A micro SD memory card. If you look close, it looks like they have the edges sealed inside there, so your memory card's not going to go into the case. Connection to hook up to your computer, but you shouldn't be using that anyways except for updating. You should, you know, print from the SD card. Let's see, we got your filament out sensors, to be honest, I've never used them once, and I have 4 A10Ms. I also have some i3 Megas, and I just don't use them. So I think it's just a weird marketing hype. So here's your micro SD card. I'm sure it's a garbage card like all the printers that come with garbage cards. It is nothing special. It's a 1 gig micro SD card. I recommend replacing that. These are your filament holders. 3 of them for your filament holders there. It's, oh, look at that. That's what I'm talking about right there. They gave us 2 extra nozzles. Oh, wait. Got 2 extra nozzles. See that? That is key. Wrenches and stuff, but let me show you guys what the most important thing is. This tool right here, hopefully you don't need it on this machine, but on the A10M, this is your best friend, this tool. I mean, I have like 6 of these tools, and I know where they are at all times. I use these things frequently. Hopefully this machine doesn't need it. Little tweezers, you know, some of your Allen keys, you know, extra screws and washers, and you know. Okay guys, so I went ahead and moved over to my workbench. We're gonna go ahead and assemble this, but there's one thing I'd like to point out first. That this power supply has 2 power cables, so yeah, this thing's probably gonna draw some good power. 250 volt fuse in there. I'm gonna go ahead and assemble this. You put the gantry on here with these big screws. I'm sure we need 4 screws. They're normally the biggest screws, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna just mount the gantry here like so. We'll just get these started in here. At least 1. Another thing I like to do is to make sure everything else is nice and tight. I don't normally like to mess with these bottom ones too much. I give it a little bit just to tighten it up a bit, otherwise that's going to come loose. No, still looks good. We'll just tighten these bad boys up too. Also like to tighten these up here. It's all secure. I particularly like how wobbly this is. I don't like that, so I'm just going to tighten this up a little bit. Should be good. That should be good. We'll find out. Next we're going to install the power supply, and these normally go, well, not normally, this goes right here. These are the screws for the power supply. Just screw it in. And it goes down here. And screw it in. Done deal. Power supply is on there nice and good. Alright guys, next we are going to put the LCD screen on, which will go right here. And the screws for the LCD screen are going to be these ones right here. There should be 2 of them. And this goes right here like this. Normally on the A10M you'd want to install the ribbon cable first before you did that, but this one doesn't look like it really matters, but I'm gonna do it anyways. I really like this. I mean, this is really nice that you don't have this cable floating around down here. Every time you go to level the bed, your hand catches it, and you have the potential of pulling it out of the LCD. So this is really nice. So put that in the right way. I'm just going to put it in right now. Obviously you know how to do these. Just like to get them started by hand. Good enough. It's on there. Boom. Let's move along. So now we are going to install the extruders up here. Oh, my bad. You go like this. Since these already come installed, you're just going to loosen these up. I'm not going to install the filament out detectors because, to be honest, I never use them. But if you're going to install the filament out detectors, these little things like this, and they screw down right here. There's a little screw right there, and the filament goes in this way and it connects. They should be fine, just like my A10Ms. I don't have them connected, so I don't have any problems. There's no wiring issues or software issues saying they need to be connected, so I'm not going to connect them. You can if you want to. Pretty easy to figure out. The Bowden tube goes out this way. You know, I might not screw this completely down because there's 3, so I'm sure I have to go over pretty far. 1. Alright, so this should probably be good spacing. Should be able to go right there. Alright, if it doesn't grab, you just unscrew it. And then when you screw it back in, push this and make sure it's pushed in all the way. That way it grabs. Alright, this is pretty crazy. You got 3 extruders on one machine. All good to go. I guess, going to put here this side. We're going to go here, 1 or 0. And I guess this would be the middle. Extruder 1, 2, and 3, or 0, 1, and 2. You put this one in the middle, and this one off to the side. Oh, look at that. That is crazy. You got 3 Bowden tubes. So let's turn this thing around and start giving it some power. Power wires. And this way, boom. Cables into the modular system. We've got to open this up. You know what? You know what they didn't send us with this? Some side cutters. So give me a second, let me grab some of mine. I mean, not like I need any more, but Geeetech, where are my side cutters? Let's snip these. Plug in this first here. So, pretty simple. You get this plug here. Now, this is a nice thing about Geeetech. They make this nice and simple. See it correctly. It's nice because we don't have that stupid green plug where the wires go in here and they break on the solder board. So, this is actually really nice. This is for BL Touch. I never use them, so what I might do is, because I like to manually level, depending how this cooling is on this, you know, with the one fan, I might take the BL Touch mount off and then maybe mount another cooling fan there. You know, I mean, it's already, I don't think it's going to affect the weight or anything, but we'll find out. We're going to go ahead and connect the extruders. So they are labeled 0, 2, and 1. So I'm going to go from this way, 0, 1, 2. You can do it however you want. 0, and you just plug it in like this. If you hook up your filament runout sensor, this little plug goes into it right there, but I'm not going to use it, so I'm just going to wrap this wire around like this. So then we need extruder 1. Alright, so you can see the wires. The 2 wires on the outskirts are longer and this one in the center is shorter, so obviously the one in the center is always going to be extruder 1. And there's a label on the runout sensor. Plug this one in, and we plug this one in. So that's that. This is hooked up. Wire these right here. Plenty of room to move with it. This here. And we'll mount that one there. Pretty nice. I like that. Now let's connect the X-axis, which should be labeled. So these are normally a bit of a pain too. And it just goes right in here. Motor right there. So that's all plugged in. So this motor is already plugged in, and so is the limit switch. So we have one left right here, and then the limit switch over here. All right, there we go. Here is your machine, fully assembled. Put this on here. Let's pull this film off. So you peel this film off here, and then you stick that down onto the bed. So let's see if I can get this right. So this doesn't come with it. This is a vinyl squeegee, but I just wanted to be on there nicely. Alright, so that is looking pretty good. Alright, so let's go ahead and power this thing on, and hopefully it works well. Put this in here. Alright, here comes the moment of truth. Let's see if this thing turns on. You ready? Let's go. Woo! Power's on. Marlin 1.1.8. Printer ready. Looks like it's working. The fan's moving. That's moving. Pretty quiet. Some normal stuff. SD card. Let me look at his mixer. Whew, look at those. The gradient. So how does it figure out your gradient now? Start Z. But how does it, what does it mix to? It's full gradient. 100%, but how does it figure out? So I guess you set it there, and then you do the gradient. Let's see if we went to the mixer. Alright, so you slide the mixer, and it just calculates all three automatically. So what if I wanted, they all have to be leveled out, seems like what if I wanted to do 40 40 20? Just 40 30 30. You know, I don't know. We'll figure it out later. I just don't have the time for that. Sure, everything's working here. X is moving. Y, as you know, Y is normally where all the layer shifts comes from, so it's all working fine. Check out the Z. Z is working. Heat up everything. Let's make sure it heats up. And prepare, preheat PLA, preheat everything. Looks like it's all heating up. Bed's getting warm. Hot end's getting warm too. When I say warm, I mean hot. Actually heating up real fast. You can see that, look. Heating up quick. So that should be about good to check the extruders. Bed is very hot. That's very hot. Now, guys have to be careful at a hot end. There's a lot of surface area there. That can burn the hell out of you. Set all the extruders to test at once. Check my mixer. Mixer's good. Move access. Extruder. Move. All the extruders are moving. They're all spinning, including this one here. All the extruders are working. Let's just put this micro SD card in, just to see what's on it. Goes down here, let's see. Yeah, so there's protection on the micro SD card. Got my fingers in the way, but look. There seems to be protection on the slot, so you can't get the micro SD card stuck down in there. See? So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing. So let's see what is on this card here. Alright, so on the card you have a puppy. They always have a puppy. So I'm gonna do some yellow. It's some Zyro yellow. It's okay. It looks fantastic. Boom. And I'm going to take some blue. Once again, we're using some Zyro blue right now. And then, so let's see if we can make some green, and then I'll use some Hatchbox white. So figure maybe this could be a base. Alright, so let me load these up. I'm gonna go ahead and push this filament through here. So what I'm gonna do real quick, I got all 33s. Well, one says 34. And I'm just going to extrude some of this real quick. Ready? Alright, extruding. Let's see. Nothing yet. Let me give it a little push. Don't see anything yet, so I got about 100. Oh, I see something. I see it. I probably should have tried a single color instead of going straight to mixing. Nice, coming out. See it? I see green. Let's see here. It looks green. Let's home this bad boy. Yeah, it looked nice. I saw green. Mixer. I don't know how full gradient works on it, but do I do a full gradient? Do I go with the gradient mix? I'll do a gradient mix. I'll hook it up. So we're gonna go 35 millimeters because that's what the owl is. And Z, and then the gradient mix is gonna be. So now it only says start mix 100 and end 100. But which one is it mixing? That I don't know. So maybe it starts 100 over here and then slowly hits 33, and then so the middle should be green. So we should have yellow, green, blue. That's what I'm thinking, right? Let's do it. So let's set our mix 100%. Everything is 100% over here on this one, 100%. Alright, heating up. Alright guys, so it's starting to mix here. It's got an 88 over here, 11% in the middle on the white, and actually it's got a 13% yellow, on the white, and 87 on the yellow, and 0 on the blue. So at some point I imagine that's going to switch, because I didn't put enough yellow in there for that to keep going, so I might have to pause it and pop some more yellow in there. Alright, so this owl is coming to an end. The full gradient didn't mix all three colors. Printed it really quick, but the build plate held up pretty dang well. I need to slow down that print because it printed pretty horrible. So I had to print the file that was on the card, and this is it. This was the puppy. The reason I didn't do this first is because it was pretty late at night, so I wanted to do something small real quick. That's why I did that first little owl. So this was on the card, and it's a 3-color puppy. Came out pretty neat. It's pretty interesting. You can see up here the colors blended nice to green. So it took the yellow, blue, and white, or just the yellow and blue, and made the green here. It looks pretty nice. I don't know what happened with this banding right here. I'm not quite sure if that's how it's supposed to be or what, but I mean, the blending looks really nice. There's not much of the toothpaste effect. There's a little bit of it, but for the most part, this came out quite nice. I'm assuming they mixed this with their color mixing software. Right here, you see a few layer separate, or you see some color separations down here. This is pretty interesting. It still looks a little bit weighted on the back here, so the yellow is stronger up here on the back than it is right here in the front where the white is. So I believe this probably printed sitting like this by telling where this white is. So there's more white here. The white was on this nozzle, yellow back here, and the blue on this side. You see the blue is heavier over here than it is over here. So it mixed the color a lot better than the A10M, that's for sure. Overall, it is pretty neat. It's pretty interesting. The colors came out pretty nice. Definitely could be improved on a little bit. Next print, I did another owl, and I used the color mixing software to do this one to try to blend all colors. I'm not quite sure what happened up top there. I didn't really watch it, but this kind of, I mean, it's kind of aqua freshy, but it's kind of not. I mean, the back of it looks nice, but and the front looks nice. The quality's not. I mean, I did it at 3.32 layer height, so it's not really clean. I did it really quick, but this is the outcome. I'm not quite sure what happened to the head where it's all green, but I was obviously color blending all three colors, and you know, I guess right here is probably your best color on it over here. So right there. So I'm not quite sure what happened with this one. Not the greatest. Like I said, I wasn't really trying to go for quality. I was just testing the mixer. So okay guys, so I wanted to do another owl, see if I can get better results without the color getting messed up. So this is what we got. I didn't print it at a super high quality, but it came out looking pretty decent. The color mixture is a bit weird. And you can see, you can turn around, it seems to be weighted like it is on the A10M and A20M. So obviously you can tell which nozzle had which color in it. So I printed this pretty much sideways like this in line with all the nozzles. So the middle nozzle had white in it. You can see white on the front. The left nozzle had blue. You can see blue there. And the right nozzle had yellow or extruders. So this is what we came up with. And it's not too bad, you know, it's definitely unique. The colors are blended a little bit better than the M series, but you still have that toothpaste aquafresh looking effect here. Now I don't know if that's a problem with the mixing, the filament, or maybe extrusion issues, but we're gonna check it out. But it printed pretty nicely. I printed this at 3.2 layer height, so it's not, you know, it's not perfect, but I'm not trying to do it for looks. I'm just trying to get it done and check the prints out and the color mixing. So here's what we have there, and you know, it's all right. It's definitely unique. Definitely unique. It's not uniform, but it's definitely unique. So let's move along. So here's the next one. We did a brie, which came out pretty nice. I'm pretty happy with this one. Quality's pretty good. I also did this at a 0.3 layer height. I was trying to do it as quick as I could. I did this by combining 50% Zaltec Cosmic Sparkle, a 25% Iron Shiny Purple, and 25% CC3D Silk Blue. And this is what I came up with, and I think it came out pretty nice. I mean, as you can see, I mean, it doesn't seem to have too many issues. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's pretty nice. It came out nice, I have to say. You can't really see like an aquafresh effect here. I think maybe there was a little bit of layer separation on the front, like right around her boob area or something. Not separation, but I can see some little colors right in here that changed a little bit. I don't know what caused that at the time. I have an idea now, but I said this is pretty nice. This is a brie, and it blended the colors pretty nicely. You know, if you look close, there's some glitter in there and everything. I was quite pleased with that, and I was hoping everything else was going to come out like this as well. So let's move on to the next one. For my next trick, I did this one here, which I'm pretty pleased with this. It's a steampunk skull, and I did this in 11% CC 3D gold silk, 14% 3D Solutech hot pink silk, and the kicker is I did 75% MG Chemicals Super Glow Natural Color. So that's right, this one glows in the dark, and it came out pretty nice. I think I did this at 0.3 layer height as well. I do everything pretty quick, you know, testing. I didn't clean up exactly, but this one came out really nice, and I'm pretty happy with this. Now, we turn around here on the back, you can see there's some Aquafresh right here. You know, the top of it, it's alright. You know, like I said, I did this pretty quick, but it's pretty nice. I'm happy with it. Looks good. And not only does it do all that, but this one actually glows in the dark as well. So let me kill these lights here. See, this one actually glows in the dark. Looks a lot nicer in person. It's pretty cool. It's got a really eerie glow, but with the lights off, then you can actually see the layer lines in the Aquafreshy. It's not really the layer lines, so I say the color separation lines, but this one came out pretty neat. I'm pretty happy with it. You know, I can't complain. It's silky. The MG Chemicals glow is pretty insane stuff. So this is what we have here, and this is pretty nice. I'm happy with this. Next up, we have the Joker, and I think this one came out pretty sick. I did this by, actually this was a double rainbow glitter. I did this by using 33% Zaltech Rainbow, 33% Geeetech Rainbow, and 34% Zaltech Cosmic Sparkle. I did this at a 0.2mm layer height. I forgot how long it took, maybe 15-16 hours, something like that. But so far this machine's doing pretty well. This print is pretty nice. I really like this one. You know, I don't think I finished cleaning up completely. It looks pretty good, but you know, if you look close, you could see a few lines right in here, which I don't know if that's color lines or something else. But like, then you got down here, you got some Aquafresh looking stuff. This is really nice, really nice. Even with these issues. So now also down here, I didn't put any bridges or anything, so. I didn't put any support, so it printed like that nicely on the machine. Handled itself really well. You know, this color is just beautiful. Like I said, you know, it's got lines there. You know, and that's not really Aquafresh lines. It's like color separation as much as I think it is where I'm starting to have problems clogging. So, that being said, let's move on. But for the most part, this came out pretty nice. I mean, there's a few little issues here, but it's pretty nice. Next up, I did this Sitting Bear. I didn't clean him up fully, so there's still stuff all over him. This was kind of unique. I decided to test the machine out. This is a triple wood bear. Did 33% Zaltech Wood Plus, 33% 3D Hero Wood, and 34% regular Zaltech Wood. The machine handled triple wood very nicely. All those artifacts are mostly from stringing, so you know, I didn't clean them up fully. Also, when I was cleaning them up, I cut off his claws on his hands, but whatever, I was just testing this. So now, however though, doing this with the triple wood, a small piece of the wood clogged the nozzle. So I had to actually change out the nozzle real quick. It was super easy, so I had a fresh new nozzle. So normally you wouldn't have to change nozzles that quick, but I'm putting this thing to the test, and this is what we have. Wood bear. It's cute. You know, it could be cleaned up a little more. You know, maybe one day I'll stain it or whatnot. I'll probably never get around to that, but it sounds good. So let's move on to the next one. Alright guys, this is where things start to go downhill. Now, I printed this one with Zaltech Galaxy Blue, I think it's called, Zaltech Purple, and a Zaltech Neon Green or Fluorescent Green or whatever it's called. So it printed nicely. However, if you look close, you know, you can see, look close, you can see that it's missing a whole bunch of layers in there. A lot of layers are missing. So, you know, what's going on here? It's, you know, other than that, it printed really nice, but it's missing a color. So I'm thinking, what's going on? Turns out I had a clog. So it was a clog on the middle extruder, so the nozzle on all the way on the left front, so number one. And this is where things start going downhill a bit. Other than that, I mean, he printed really nicely. I don't know if this had supports. I don't think it had any supports, but printed nice, minus all the missing layers that you can obviously see. You know, this is a redneck, a Halloween redneck or something. Yeah, let's move on to the next one. Alright, so here we are with the zombie redneck guy again, and I really want to get this to work. This is where things got really bad. So it started out kind of nicely here, you would think, alright? But, I mean, obviously I don't need to tell you the problems that happened here. For one, before we even address the color, let's check out the layer shift we have. Layer shifting, and I'm sure that layer shift had something to do with the clog, because I got that clog again. I cleared it out. I got it again. It was quite a bitch to clean out. Same nozzle on the number one. Cleaned it out. This is what I have. This guy is real brittle. Like his neck's gonna snap off. See that? So it started printing down here nicely. Same colors. Blue Cosmic Galaxy, Geeetech green, and Geeetech purple. So the color was looking nice here. You see he's got some glitter down there. It's actually looking real nice. And then it gets to start clogging up here where the layer shift happens. And then you come up here, it starts getting blue, and then obviously it went to a full clog here. I wasn't around to watch this one, so it is what I came back to seeing. Full clog. Went up. I came by, I paused the machine here, and I cleared the clog, so start going back to normal. I mixed this with the color mixer, so it was supposed to go from purple up here to blue, and his face was going to turn green a bit, and then it was going to start blending back in up here. So I cleared the clog, and that's where we got that blue strip across his eyes. Clog came back, we got the green again, and yeah. And then I think I cleared it again, and this is what we got. So it's still brittle on top. Obviously, it is definitely missing layers, but I was getting pretty frustrated here, and I think I put the machine away for a day before I continued on with any more. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Okay, so here we have Dumbo, or half a Dumbo anyways. I printed this because I thought I had cleared the clog and fixed that situation, but obviously I didn't. So I did this one with Geeetech Galaxy Glitter, Geeetech Cosmic Sparkle, and Iron Glitter Silver. So this is what I have. First off, let's evaluate this. This is supposed to be Dumbo. Thought I had the clog cleared. So it starts printing nicely. Obviously I don't have enough walls you can see through it. You can see the infill, but I saw that when it was printing, but I said, who cares? I'm gonna let it print anyways. And I did. So it looks like it's going nicely for a little bit. It looks like it's starting to struggle around here. Let's see if we can check it out on the back. Like right around here, it starts to struggle, I guess. And you can feel it. You can hear it. You can feel it starting to get weak around here. And goes up, and then boom, layer shifts. Right here, a bunch of layer shifts. So I'm assuming those layer shifts are caused by the clog. So at this point, I'm getting real frustrated. You know, I think I did this in 0.32 layer height. Like I said, I'm just trying to get things printed out. Yeah, that's what we have here. And I stopped the print up here, said, you know, what's the point of printing this anymore? So let's move on to the next one. So we decided to hit Dumbo again, but we did this one a little bit smaller. This one came out a lot better after clearing the clog out. And when I say a lot better, it looks a lot better, but it's still got issues. So if you look down here, you can obviously see where it starts to clog. So you got the bright blue down below, and then it clogs here. Bam, clogs right there. And it keeps printing unclogged. And I get to, I guess I notice it. I clear out the clog. I did this all, I think 33% across the board, 34. I clear out the clog, handles it for a bit, and then boom, goes back, right back to normal. So this is the color that everything should have been. That very bottom is the color right there. That very bottom is the color the whole thing should have been. But with the clog, it ended up looking like this. I guess it pumped out more silver or something. So Dumbo got better, but you know, I was still racking my brain, and I was about had it with this machine. So once again, I put it aside for a day or something like that. And after I got time, I decided to check it out more. Back again with Dumbo. And for the most part, it looks like I figured out what the issue was. And this is kind of a bummer. Seems to be heat creep coming from the number 1 nozzle on the left side, furthest away from the fan. I guess the back nozzle has some air going to it, but this is the furthest away from the nozzle. I don't think it's getting enough air. Every time I kept cleaning it out, I was like, it looks like heat creep. It was heat creep. So put a small fan there on that side, as you can see, just to handle that issue, and he printed a lot better. Unfortunately, I only had a small fan that went on the A10M, that extruder or that hot end, so it's a tiny fan. I ordered a new fan, some 4020s, and I was going to build a mount and mount it on the left side of the hot end on the carriage, remove the BL Touch housing and mount it there, but I just didn't get around to doing that yet. So with the little fan, things improved. I'm sure if I put the bigger fan there, it's gonna be much better. So it's pretty nice now. It's not perfect. You can see it struggled a little bit in here, but for the most part, it's looking pretty good. And this is the color I was trying to achieve. It's kind of like a denim blue with sparkle in it, and I think it looks really nice. You know, not too bad. Dumbo. I have not done any prints on this machine since I did this Dumbo, and that was probably like a week ago. So I might get into it soon and see what's going on. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap it up for this unboxing and quick little test review of the A10T by Geeetech. This retails for $399. I bought it right from the Geeetech website. You can probably do the same. I'll put a link down below if you want to look for it. But my first initial impressions on this machine is it's a good machine. It seems to be built very well. It's built better than the M series that I have. It prints really nicely. The 3-color mixing, it does work, but you saw there was an issue with the heat creep. Now I put this small fan right here for the time being. I have a bigger 40-20 fan or 20-40 fan, whatever it is. I'm going to build a mount, put it there, see if it helps. But for the most part, I like the machine so far. I'm impressed with it and the quality, and they put some quality control into it. I think it's a little overpriced for $400. It should be down a little bit lower. They definitely put some good work into it. It works well. I wasn't really liking this Mylar plate at first, but the Mylar plate sticks real well, and it's actually a little tricky to get items off of it. I actually have to put a scraper underneath it and then kind of use a wooden mallet to break out underneath it. But the build plate sticks real well, and I don't have a complaint with that, so I might not even put a super plate on it. But my first impressions are it's a neat machine, and it mixes colors. From my experience, the normal solid colored PLAs had more of an aqua fresh in, but when I used like the Zaltec Cosmic Sparkle and silk materials, everything seems to blend a little better. I know on M series, if you have cheaper filament, it also blends a little bit better, but that doesn't seem to be the case here because I use some cheap filament. I use Zyro. It's cheap. It's not the worst, but it didn't really blend great, and I don't know if that was an issue because it started clogging and getting a heat creep, but I did see that the silk and the unique materials blended better and gave a nicer finish to it. You know, for like this Joker here, this one came out really nice. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the machine. I wish it was a little bit lower. You know, if you guys want to purchase it, I said I should have a link down below. You can click on that. You know, if you guys have any questions, you can send me a message here. If you guys want to see some more of these videos, don't forget to subscribe, and then I'll make some more videos, maybe more prints and reviews. Maybe I'll set up the Cura profile for this. See how that works. Right now, I kind of just, for these prints, I just plugged in any old profile because I didn't do any 2-color per se. I just did mixing. So I think I used an i3 Mega profile for one, and then my A10M profile for the other. Like I said, you know, if you guys want more of these videos, subscribe to my channel. I'll make some more. Well, thank you guys for watching. See you later.